Hi, I'm Rob Steinke and welcome to my Harness Maker's Workshop. Come on in and you'll see rug repairs today. Now, a good few years ago, it is now, I wrote a book called Repair Your Own Saddlery and Harness. It was published by J.A. Allen of London. Unfortunately, it's out of print now. But it's, leave it with me, it might still come back, maybe in digital form, but that remains to be seen. I also did the care and repair of saddlery and the care and repair of rugs. And it's rugs today that I'm going to show you how I've got this workshop in an equestrian centre, and one of the liveries came in with the rug that needed repair. So I thought, right, that's it, on the bench, get the camera out. So I'm going to take you step by step through how I repaired the rug. Now I do realise that not all of you, or not many of you, have a sewing machine that would suit it. But even still, without a sewing machine, you can still patch a rug to a certain extent without stitching it. It's called Copydex. It's a good glue. You'll see it when I show you on the bench now. And the thing is, material is a weave, and you get two materials together, and if you put glue in between them and then push them together, or rather hit them with a hammer or a mallet, the weave goes into each other and the glue goes into both sides of the material, and it does bond them together. So that's better than just leaving it on, and you know, once it's torn a small bit, it only needs a little bit catch on something and the horse or the pony pulls away and that's your rug gone. So enjoy this video and take out what you can. If you've got a sewing machine, great. If you haven't, you can still learn from this and at least, how can we put it, delay having to go out and get another rug. And also handy, of course, if the weather's very bad in the winter and you want to, you know, just patch it up to look after the animal. So come down on the workbench and I'll show you how I do this one, okay? And here we have a rug that's seen better days. I should think it was a good rug. I should think the horse has most probably got cast or got caught. But anyway, we can do this one. Here's a nice bit of soft material. I'm going to put that underneath, so that'll be where the rubs, or where it comes into contact with the horse, so it won't rub him. Now this is going to be done in two parts. The first part I will glue it up now, or actually three. Tomorrow I will cut it to shape the underneath a bit more and trim off again any little pieces that are fluffy, and then I'm going to stitch that by hand and then I'll machine it. So I'm using my good old Copydex again. So why I like Copydex is the material has a weave in it, and well, both sides of it does, and the Copydex, when you bang it with a mallet, which you shall see in a minute, it pushes the glue into the weave of the material and it helps to sort of bond it together. So, but I'm not putting this on the sewing machine tonight. It will dry off and you'll see I'll put a weight on it in a minute, and I want to cover it right up to the edge. So just plenty of Copydex. Work fairly quick because I want it when it's dry, before it's dry. There we are. good old splattering of copy decks. Put the top on so they don't get knocked over. And then I'm going to pull this into line, such as there. And that's it. I might just catch along there by hand tomorrow. And then I shall put this piece under, just pull it a little bit so when I machine this again it catches the underneath. Right, I think that's about it. Now, as I say, with the hammer or mallet, if you've got the tool, I'd also use my smasher that I use for stuffing saddles, but that's just because I have it handy, so I'll put that away and I shall, and this will force the glue copy deck into the weave. Now, you might often see me with this big old grocer's weight, so I'm now going to put the weight, what's that, £28. Don't ask me what it is in kilos or whatever, but anyway, that'll really just keep it in position. I'm going to put another weight on there. What have we got here as a weight? My trusty old kitchen iron. So it's handy to have weights in the workshop. You never know, just when you want to put a bit of pressure on. I'm actually going to move that one so it covers the tear and it really close that up. So that's going to be left just as it is till tomorrow, and then it'll go on the sewing machine. Now I've taken the weight off this rug. It's sealed beautifully. I actually don't think there's any need to hand stitch it along there. It's I gave it an extra day with the weight on it, and it really has pushed it into the weave of the material. And here it's nice and smooth, all ready to pop on the machine. So follow me onto the machine and you'll see it going through, and then that will finish the job. And now we have the finishing touches on the machine. Right, great machine this. And now all the machining is done, it's time to trim up this material underneath the rug with me shears, just snipping away, just you don't need all of this, but it's just handy to have while you're gluing it and machining it. So that can go away for another job. And then I shall, as I've just bashed the camera and made it move, so just pull it back from the, yeah, going down to nip the underneath lining of the original rug. So now there we go, taking him off, and that just leaves this part here. As I say, pull it back. Just copy decks is brilliant. I don't get paid for giving the mention on YouTube or anywhere else, but it's good. it sticks hard to patches like that, and also your clothes, so be careful when you're using it. That's experience speaking, having glued clothes together with it. Yeah, that there, and then just last little snippy. Boom. I'll take that sharp edge off there. Right, so you've got sort of a triangular piece there, and when you flip him over, you've got the rejuvenated rug. Yeah, all nice and smooth, no sort of lumps or bumps. Okay, so that's how one way to repair rugs. Another way is, if you can imagine that as a canvas, you can fold it over like so, and then you can glue a patch on top and machine round it. But this doesn't need it. There was no bits missing on it, and it, I think, will give the horse a nice warm winter. So hope that you learnt something from that. And I'm just going to go and pop this back on the horse. It's getting nippy outside now. Okay, so how do you get on with it? Okay, right, all done with one pot of Copydex glue. You can get it in a tube as well. I just happen to like this particular one because you get a brush with it as well. So that, I mentioned about putting the glue into the weave. That's it. The flat side of a mallet or a hammer will do a good job. Now for patching, they're my favourite shears, but any good material shears to cut it with, that's all you need except for the sewing machine. But without the machine, you only need those three things. Plus, it's always worth, especially if you've got a rug you're throwing away, keep it or cut part of it out, because it makes a good patch. There's a nice bit of wool cloth. It's actually a cloth that I recover horse collars with, and it's very thick, doesn't fray actually, it's great. And there's an upholstery cloth there, which is handy to go inside so it doesn't rub the horse or the pony. So hope you've learnt something, and you know, keep going. And as I say, keep a pot of that, especially, you know, what's the saying, a stitch in time saves 9. Yes, well, an inch patched up saves a whole big rip at times. I say that because I know it's happened to me, so hope it doesn't with you. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and all the best with your patching, and hopefully you'll come back. Okay, and you know what I always say, just pop your finger on the subscription button, and then you'll get advance notice of when I'm doing the next video. Hopefully I try and get it every week. Can't always be done, but it's a very varied workshop here, so I get quite a choice. Okay, so thank you for being with me, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Okay, cheerio.